Stakeholder analysis is critical for the success of any initiative or project. Success depends on your stakeholder relationships. Stakeholders are people that are directly or indirectly impacted by the change. They will have various degrees of involvement and influence for the initiative's success. You need to identify who they are and what groups need to be represented, their level of involvement as well as their impact, and how often and how you communicate with them. The stakeholder analysis approach establishes and maintains effective working relationships with the stakeholders. The stakeholder analysis cycle has three main activities: defining groups and identifying stakeholders, analyzing stakeholders, and maintaining stakeholder analysis. These activities may need to be updated throughout the initiative. Defining groups and identifying stakeholders. This initial activity considers the groups of stakeholders relevant to each project or initiative, and then targets the specific people within those groups that are stakeholders. Analyzing stakeholders. Using the output of the define and identify stakeholders, you need to define the attributes of the stakeholders to understand their impacts, influence, and needs throughout an initiative. You can create a list, a stakeholder matrix placing people in the quadrant that matches their impact and influence level, a RACI to clarify who is responsible, accountable, to be consulted, and to be informed. You may also want to develop a persona for specific groups to help you get a sense of how they will respond to changes. Throughout your initiative, you need to maintain your stakeholder activities and update any of the documents you created, including onion diagrams, lists, a stakeholder matrix, the RACI, or personas. You may get feedback during meetings, and you can also conduct surveys, a risk and issues management assessment, or a lessons learned workshop. By following the stakeholder analysis approach, you will have the stakeholders needed, and you'll understand what they need, as well as their influence and impact, which in turn will result in success. Please visit the IIBA website to learn more. You can also download a case study on stakeholder analysis for a government agency, or use the communication plan template to effectively get information to your stakeholders.